What's up, everybody? It's Magic here with RacingDudes.com, back for another edition of Dr. Miranda Previews. With me, as always, is my co-host, Dr. Miranda, back from Florida and the sand volleyball tournament. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Sand volleyball tournament was but that's okay. I feel like I haven't been on here in forever, but it's only been 2 weeks. But so much has happened. I got to see Mike at Keeneland. Went to Florida, but I'm super stoked because Churchill Downs starts back up tomorrow night, so I'll probably be going there.
Churchill Downs starts up with the racing action, and of course you can catch all of the Kentucky Derby morning workouts there, at least online and over at racingnews.com. We're summarizing everything that happens over at Churchill Downs. But today we're actually going to the site of the second leg of the Triple Crown. We're headed to Pimlico, who took over racing a little early from Laurel Park, who had to close. We're taking a look at the 11th and final race on Saturday's card. This is the $100,000 King T Leatherbury Stakes. Field of 11 males and 1 female, going 5 furlongs on turf. Favoritism is going to be the number 7 Francatelli at 2-1 on the rail. Number 1 Caratari at 5-2 is the second choice. That's one of my favorite horses. So secretly, I'm really hoping that because you've been so good at picking the winners, that you'll pick him to win here. But I'm curious to hear what you think.
All right, so starting off with Caratari. This is the only horse I've ever seen in person. I saw him win last summer at Ellis Park, and he is the second morning line favorite at 5-2. He's been doing really well in 2021. He got 1 first, 1 second. He won last time out running 5 furlongs at 55 seconds with Leperu aboard and got a 91 buyer at Gulfstream Park. He does have a lot of early speed. And it seems to me that this horse wants to have the lead in these races. The thing I'm concerned about, though, is that he's not the only one with the lone early speed. There are going to be a few horses that are going to be pushing him. If that happens, I really don't like him in the spot because I'm going to start looking for horses that are coming off of the pace. So then we have the number 2 Fair Catch at 30-1, and that's for a good reason. 7 lifetime starts and only finished on the board 1 time with 0 wins. Has been doing nothing in the allowance 16K, so we should not expect him to do anything here in Stakes Company. Not to mention the trainer's only at 4%. I don't think he has a shot in hell here. Just put this poor boy back in some maiden claimers where he has a shot, or better yet, let him live his best life. We have the number 3 Whiskey and You. This is a main track horse only. There's a chance of rain, but I highly doubt it comes off the turf unless there's some kind of torrential downpour. And if that does happen, you have to include this horse where he's 2 for 2 on his last starts. Then we go with the number 4, Blessed Arion, another 30-1 long shot. He's been off for almost 6 months, has not won a race in 18 months, and that was an allowance race at Laurel Park. Once again, I'm very confused why some of these horses are in here, but he also has not been on the turf in a while, which maybe that will change this whole entire thing because he does have 1 win on the turf and placing on the turf with some of his best buyers. He could come into play with some exotics, but I honestly just don't really see it. Then we go with the number 5, So Street. Now, this horse may have a chance here. He's also coming off a long layoff, but if you look at his back, his last 2 turf starts, he has a double 89 buyer. Not to mention he's been working out really great. He has a win on this track. Yes, it was 2 years ago, but that's a lot more than a lot of these horses can say. The trainer is firing off at 26%. The jockey's at 26% this year, which I would say is pretty dang good. He also has a class to be in this field, unlike a lot of the other horses. He has a lot of early speed, but he doesn't look like he needs to be on the lead to kind of win. So I have a feeling a lot of these other horses are going to be burning each other out, and I'd rather have him coming off of the pace than someone in the lead in this race. And then we're going to go with the number 6, Love You Much. This horse has raced 32 times with only 6 wins. Not to mention he has finished behind Completed Pass 5 times in the last year and twice behind So Straight. So I don't think the 7-year-old has a shot. It's just a hard no. I mean, if you look at his buyers, they're pretty consistent, but I just don't see it happening here. Then we have your morning line favorite, Francatelli. To be honest, I'm not sure why it's the morning line favorite. I understand it's 4-8, but his last one was on dirt and an optional claimer at Laurel Park. The race before that, he finished behind 2 of these horses. He has high buyers. He most recently ran 96, but once again, that was on the dirt. He ran a 94 at Woodbine last September, but I don't think this horse should be your morning line favorite. I may use him in some exotics, but I'm just not going to use him to win. Then we have your number 8, Completed Pass. This horse has beat a number of these horses in this field, but yet he is only your 3rd choice coming in the morning line favorite. His last 4 turf starts were in the mid-90s. He has been on this turf twice with 1 win and 1 second. His last workout at Pimlico was very, very good. Both jockey and trainer were both at 20%. And if anything, you can say this horse is very consistent. He also has a lot of speed, but likes to come off the pace, which I think is going to be great in this race. I really like him here, and I think he could be dangerous. Then we have the number 9, News Tome. This is just another horse where I don't understand what he's doing here. I just don't get where there are no other spots for some of these horses. Sorry, I got choked up. This horse has been on the turf a total of 1 time, and he didn't even finish on the board. His last 3 buyers were a 39, a 53, a 59. I just don't understand it. Then we go to the number 10, Roby's Boy. To be honest, I'm the most mad about this horse being in here. He's been off 2 years. They put him in an optional claimer in January where he had no impact at all. He's raced a total of 28 times with 4 total wins. And no wins in 2019 and 2020. It's not going to happen. Now we go to the number 11, Williston Way. We finally have a long shot that interests me a little bit. His last start on the turf wasn't great, but if you look before that, this boy has been at Churchill, Keeneland, Kentucky Downs, where he fared okay, running 80 to 90 buyers. And I think Keeneland is just a step better than Lowell Park. I mean, looking at his workouts, he had a 45-second and a 46-second 4 furlongs. He won his last time out in dirt and got a pretty decent buyer. I do like him here a little bit. And then we go to Grab the Gold. I expect this boy to shoot right out of the gate and tire some of the early speeds like Catatori to the right of him. But I just don't think he really has a shot here. He's coming from Penn National where it's like, that's okay there. But he's been doing okay with allowance and optional claimers. I'm just not going to see it happening. Then we have the last one, Dendrobia. It's the longest shot in the field, has not won a year. Once again, I just don't see it happening. So with all of that said, this turf sprint is going to come down to pace. So for me, I'm looking for someone to come off the pace because there is some speed in here with a 12 who may or may not tire out the number 1. So call me crazy, but my top pick here is a number 5, So Street. Mainly because, like I said, he does have a lot of early speed, but he does not have to go to the lead. I honestly think it's going to come down to him or the number 8, Complete a Pass. They both have wins on this track. So underneath those 2, I'm going to use a number 1 horse in case he is able to go gate to wire. And then I'm going to add in my long shot, the number 11. So I'm going to do a win bet on the number 5. Then we're going to do an exacta box with 5, 8, 1. And then a trifecta box with 5, 8, 1, 11.
All right, well, you have him hitting the board, and that's good. He can cash checks, so that's a good thing. And Karatari, he definitely loves to cash checks. Dr. Miranda, thanks so much for going through this race for all your fans. Tell them where they can find you and follow you for all your tips and insight.
At Miranda Bungie.
Head over to racingnews.com. The inside track to the Kentucky Derby wagering guide is now available for pre-sale. This is also going to be covering the Kentucky Oaks, so make sure you check that out. Until next time, we'll see you on Dr. Miranda Previews.